Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm going to present about airway management in emergency situation. My name is Dr. Julian. I'm from Krida Wacana Christian University. Yeah, first the introduction. Uh, why is the airway management is so important in emergency situation? Because it is one of the main action where any kind of emergency we have to pay attention to the airway management first. Why? Because it is important. We can if the patient cannot breathe because the airway is obstructed, then how do we prevent the safety for the patient? So in the airway management, endotracheal intubation is the technique of choice because the procedure is fast and the probability of success is higher because we use the right tools and the right procedure so we can save the patient, uh, especially the dying patient. The indications for endotracheal intubation is to maintain the airway patency, so we can prevent the respiratory failure and reduce the aspiration risk. Okay, the airway handle in emergency. The purpose of airway handle in emergency is to reduce hypoxemia and consequence of the nerve damage because if the patient get the hypoxemia situation, the brain will not get the enough oxygen, so it will be risk to have the nerve damage, especially the brain damage because of the hypoxemia or the lack of oxygenation. So what can we do first if we don't have the right tools like the laryngoscope or ETT? We have to use the back valve mask first, and therefore, if we use the right train, we will get the pocket valve mask. We can use that also. So it could be the first treatment we can give the patient to maintain the airway. So the action of endotracheal intubation in emergency setting is always necessary for airway management. Why? Because if we don't have any choice or the patient gets into the situation that's called respiratory failure, we have to do this procedure. That's why we have to have the right tools and at the right time. It could be difficult to perform in emergency situations due to lack of patient's history, and clinical examination. If we did not do the right anamnesis and we forget to ask what kind of history patient have, like laryngomalacia or maybe uh, the deformity of the trachea, we cannot perform the intubation procedure in the right procedure. And the clinical examination, we have to first check if the patient has any kind of situation like Mallampati score or maybe the Cormack score. This is the important part because the literature I've read is the development of pneumonia due to invasive airway is not so significant. So you don't need to be very hesitate. You can do the endotracheal intubation without any hesitancy or fear of pneumonia. So these are the 6 specific conditions in the maxillofacial trauma or the head trauma that could affect the airway. First, the posterior inferior position of the maxillary fracture, bilateral fracture, the chip teeth, or basically any foreign objects, bleeding from blood vessel in open wounds or severe nose bleeding because the blood would cover the airway and we cannot have the good visualization. Uh, and trauma to the larynx trachea because it could cause the edema trachea or the bleeding in that area, and also the soft tissue swelling edema. Now it's the clinical evidence. The back valve mask is important element in performing airway management in an emergency situation. Why? Because at that time uh, there could be a possibility that we don't have the right tools like the laryngoscope or the ETT. So what can we do? We can use the back valve mask to provide the good oxygenation to the patient. So if we give the good oxygenation, the effective rate of oxygenation will reduce the risk of hypoxemia in the patient. Therefore, we can reduce the complications also. Now, these are the complications due to difficult intubations. It may develop dysfunction associated with complications of intubation. Why? Because the patient will have hypoxemia, and if the patient gets hypoxemia, the patient will have hypotension. Why? Because there is a lot of dilatation of the vessels, and the patient can get into shock. That's why we have to do the intubation at the right time. But if we don't have the tools, we can do the bell valve mask first. So if the intubation action is so difficult, we can use the advanced tools like video laryngoscope, so we can have the better visualization to do the endotracheal intubation. The use of rapidly acting neuromuscular blocking reduces the risk of aspiration gastric. Why? Because if we do the neuromuscular blocking, the patient will have the low reflex. And early stabilization. How can we do the early stabilization? We can do the precisionation. Perform at least 3 minutes before we do the endotracheal intubation. Invasive ventilation management, or we could do adequate fluid resuscitation or fluid challenge if the patient has the hypotension first. So we can do this simultaneously, and additional vasopressor should be started early. So the conclusion is endotracheal intubation is the treatment of choice clinician. Using two hands tightly covering the mask while administering oxygen will have the greater outcome for the patient. Thank you.